Hey guys, DesolatorMagic here, and well, I hate to make a third video on practically the same topic, but I don't make the news, I just report on it. Somebody named Sam, who works in the design department, which I assume is kind of like the R&D department, who, helps shape the set, pick the cards, all that kind of stuff, he made the dire mistake, although, it was educational, so it's not really a mistake, but he opened a can of worms, he opened Pandora's box, and stuck his head inside. And then he asked on Twitter, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of the current standard environment now that it is about over, 10 being the best? I have honestly no idea what the hell he's talking about. Now that it is about over. Does he know nothing cycles out when Aether Revolt is launched? Nothing about the standard cycle is almost over. If I'm not mistaken, we're like 40% of the way into it. I honestly have no idea what he's talking about. So let's just stick to the first part. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of the current standard environment? Well, you guys, everybody knows that Desolator's the only one who complains about Magic. He's the only one who has a problem with the state of standard because he doesn't like net deckers. I'm sure everybody else said they love it. They love the cost reduction and they love the dynamics and the new energy mechanic. Everybody had something great to say, right? Oh, hell no. That is not what people had to say. And this was on Twitter, so I could very rapidly read what people had to say, also I can speed read. Alright, I had a lot of caffeine. Let's just scroll through this. I gave it a 3. Let's see what else everybody gave it. 3, 3, 4.5. Oh, I have to click show more. Hold on. 3. That person didn't give it a rating. Oh, they certainly didn't have something nice to say, though. Let's see. 3, 4, 3, 3. They didn't give it a rating. Guys, it's simple. It's 1 out of 10. You have to put in a number, for God's sake. 5. This idiot gave it a 9. 0. Didn't know that was an option. He said 1 to 10. 2, 3. This guy said a strong 2. So there's that. 8. There's one in every crowd. That person just called it unplayable. Unplayable garbage. They didn't even leave a number. 3, 10. I think that's the same guy, though. The hell? This person said 10 ironically, because then they said something else. 4, 4, 8.5. 4, 3.5. Nothing. Let's see. 4, 2, 3, 1. That person said, I can't say because standard hasn't had more than 8 people show up, so they can't play it. 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3. What is with people not leaving numbers? God, it was not complicated instructions, for God's sake. Whatever, it's Twitter. You can say whatever the hell you want. Most of these that didn't leave a number were not polite. 3, 4, 3, 4. This person just said Panharmonicon is great. I assume they were, being sarcastic. 1, 4, 3, 5. And they spelled out the word 5. That's weird. 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3. That person said it's a 10 out of 10 until Delirium and Flash ruined it. So they didn't update it, but it ain't 10. 2.5. Let's see. 9. Wow. And then we're back to 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3.5, 5, 1, and then they put a 0. 7, with no explanation, just he literally tweeted the number 7. That person just left a snarky comment. It's actually pretty funny. 5, 6, 5, 6, 4, 2, 5, 2, 5. They're actually getting higher. Solid 2. Another person gave it a solid 2. 3. -1 trillion. Thanks, Caleb. 6, 2, 2, 4, 4. 4 at the best. 4.5, I think. He literally wrote that. 4, and he made a comment about the once per year rotation sucking and he wanted it to be twice a year. Yeah, we're stuck in this rut for now an extra 6 months. Everybody hates the state of standard, and now we're stuck here. Thanks, Wizards. I'm glad I can use my crappy overpowered cards, and so can everybody else for an extra 6 months. Wow, what an advantage that gives me. Can't wait to deal with Smuggler's Copter for an extra 6 months. I needed 6 months more of Smuggler's Copter in my life, or my life would not be complete. Thank you so much. The Hallmark thank you card is in the mail. I was like 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 10. What the hell? 10. What planet is this guy from? 4, 3, 2.5, didn't leave one. 3, 2, 4, 7.5. All right. And they said it would be a 9 if Ishkana didn't exist. That's the card he chose to complain about. This person said it would be a 10, but it dropped to 6 to 8 just solely because of Emrakul. That was a very common complaint. Emrakul has been ruining a lot of matches. Not in my local meta, but online, which I just stopped playing on Xmage, which is free. 3.5, another person wrote Solid 2. Is that like a meme or something? What does a solid 2? What even is that? Like, it's definitely not going to float down to a 1, but it's definitely not going to earn a 3. It's a solid 2. They are confident about that too. I like confident people. I'll let it fly. 3.576. 0. Another person gave it a 0. I knew that was coming. 3, 5, 5, 5, 3, 7, 7. And now the page is failing to load. I see a bunch of 3s. You guys get the idea. I'm not going to average it in Excel. I was going to, but God, I'm way too lazy to do that. I think you get the gist of it. I think the average rating is around a 3, although that -1 trillion might throw it off a little bit. The best thing is there was this one guy making like 4 tweets in a row trying to explain his 9 rating and trying to like white knight for them and saying everybody's wrong. No, if 100 people think you're wrong, you're probably wrong. Totally unrelated, but about 99% of the people hit thumbs up on my videos. Throwing it out there. So as you know, my particular complaint was actually a little bit different from most people. It seems like a lot of people that left really specific complaints that all kind of matched each other were complaining about, Copter, Emrakul, and a bunch of components of the top decks, and just Delirium in general, and the fact that you can't even clear a graveyard. Once they get Delirium going, there's nothing you can do but get more control and more removal. Well, if that was doable, you would have won the game, except, by the way, one of the top net decks is still basically blue-white spirit control based. Other people complained about something that I didn't even know people shared my opinion on, which is, they're making creatures into spells. And then they added Panharmonicon on top of it, because creatures into spells is like Spell Queller and like ETB effects. And like, I enter the battlefield, I'm a creature, but you also get the side benefit. Now, initially, I loved it. I thought the design was great. I'm sure the design team thought the same thing. The problem is, it's too damn powerful. I mean, what do we have right now? Win on turn 4 or get completely shut down by control. Those are your 2 options. The only kind of steady one is Delirium, and some of those are pretty aggro heavy too and can win very, very early on. Whether they win early or not, Delirium is just plain unstoppable, so it kind of doesn't matter. And it's not unusual to have 3 major deck archetypes, but I mean, you look back at Theros, which I actually, loved Theros. I thought the block was fantastic. There were not only 5 different devotion decks, I'll let you guess why, but within the colors there were sub-devotion decks. Some people went Master of Waves, some people went Counterspell heavy. Some people went Throw Up the Walls, Defenders, super late game kind of mana ramp, Scry, Fetch the Nykthos kind of thing, where they dropped out giant bombs and won the game, and stalled with counterspells in the meantime. Other people just hit the gas, unblockable, merfolk, boom, drop the bomb. There were so many different decks. I mean, and people were playing 2-color. A couple of people got 3-color going. There were all different mixes of 2-color and 3-color. I mean, people were just playing crazy crap. Then you had heroic decks, you had counter decks, you even had a little bit of ETB, and then you had like the force fight, so many decks. You guys played back then. There was so many decks. Even when the little bit of Tarkir was out, there was so many decks. I don't care if I'm winning or losing, and I know that with my deck building skills, I'm going to win and I'm going to lose. I'm going to try something really janky and fun and weird, or I'm going to bring something that it turns out actually works. That's what it is. I'm not one of those I have to win every week people. And boy, do I hate those people. Hey, you know what I call those people? Net deckers. Because that's what they do to win every week. And then they usually don't. And then they usually complain about it. Anyway, I'm just sick of the same old, same old. I mean, when Blue-White Spirits first came out, Every single person at my LGS was playing it except for 2, if you count me. By the way, that was the week that I took first place with the Mr. Nibbles Blitz deck, the Prowess ambush deck. Oh, it was just Prowess Boost. It wasn't even ambush. I just won the game on turn 4 or 5. That was really funny, actually. A lot of people were talking about solved. The format is solved. Another person said, I don't have any interest in playing it after the Pro Tour because once the Pro Tour comes out, the net decks come out. We already know what, quote, the most powerful decks are, which, by the way, is usually wrong. There usually are more powerful decks out there. Just look at the future tournaments. I mean, they're close. But then people said, yeah, then everybody's playing the same crap. It all just devolves into rock, paper, scissors, and it's boring as hell, a bunch of mirror matches, and nobody wants to play, and people just start not showing up. You need deck variety. Even the net deckers will occasionally admit you need variety. You need to have 15 strong decks for people to choose from, not 3. 3 doesn't work. 3 is boring. If I want to play a boring game that's just utterly condensed to the most repetitive crap, I'll go play checkers. At the way that Standard is right now, I'd rather play Monopoly. It's more complex. That is absolutely sad. A lot of people got really, really sarcastic or insulting. Like they put stuff like, oh, you can have an incredibly fun, interactive, engaging game, or you can lose to Emrakul on turn 4. Lot of references to the phrase turn 4. Turn 4 is for modern. Turn 10 is for standard. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Yes, I've personally built decks faster than that. Get over it. The absolute most complained about cards are the ones that I hate the most. Marvel, Emrakul, Panharmonicon. I mean, you guys get it. And let me just comment on that really quick, because this is a basic tenet of game design that they should have down by now. I mean, even I figured this out, and I've been playing for less time than R&D has been working for R&D. You can print one all-powerful, oh my god, crazy card as long as you make the player not reliably get it every game. In other words, limit it to 4 per deck. There's a reason we're limited to 4 per deck. You know why Ensoul Artifact was a gimmicky, dumb deck that sometimes won on like turn whatever the hell, 4, 3, whatever? Because you could only get 4 copies of it in your deck. You could only have 4 Ensoul Artifacts. The rest of the time, you pretty much had to play colorless red mix and hope that you get out like some kind of self-destructing artifact 5 damage combo going. If you didn't win with the gimmick, which is very unlikely by the way, it was like a 13% chance to pull that after mulliganing it was like no higher than 30, then you had to actually play the game and you had to actually have a solid deck. People running the Emrakul decks, the free casting decks, the giant, Titan decks, it's all the same crap, the Aetherworks Marvel decks, they can get Aetherworks Marvel consistently, mostly because of stuff like contingency plan. You can look at a huge portion of your deck and arrange it so that you win. I mean, let's be honest, that's what you do. Delirium now is way the hell too easy to achieve. If you make decks that are too consistent, you get modern, you get win on turn 4, and nobody wants win on turn 4 in standard. Now, the last sentiment that basically everybody had was that there are no answers to the big threats. There's no meta shift. It's just, these are the best 3 decks, the end. Nobody can do anything about them. It's just a drag race. If they're playing Emrakul on turn 4, you better be playing like another turn 4 deck or something that just shuts them down with control shutdown. I mean, what do you think my deck Gravity Bomb is so powerful? I don't let the opponent attack me for the entire game. I mean, there's disruption, and then there's you can't play Magic this game, I'm going to win. Have fun. That's what Gravity Bomb is, and honestly, that's what the heavy control decks are right now. If you look at the top decks, they're correct. There are no ways to reliably stop it. I mean, you almost have to just set up a trap, play nothing, have full mana, and just wait to try your absolute best to stop something. And honestly, at this point, the way I'm looking at it, the way I see the deck list and the gameplay, you can't do that. They could literally reprint Counterspell right now. You can counter any spell for 2. Still wouldn't even take a dent out of it. You could have Counterspell and Negate legal at the same time and throw in Deprive 2. You still wouldn't be able to stop it. The decks are unstoppable. The threats are unstoppable. There's no way to play around it. It's boring, stupid. And if you come up with a clever deck design that's kind of a secondary deck, you might as well not even show up to F&M with it because you're not going to stand a chance in hell of winning. Wow, that sounds like fun. God, I can't wait to play more Standard this Friday. At least the people are a little bit more reasonable at my LGS and start bringing some kind of second-rate stuff that they think is just fun to play with. And a lot of them aren't obsessed with winning. They just play for fun and mess around. Although there's this one 9-year-old that keeps kicking the crap out of everybody, and he almost beat me last time. He's vicious. heartless, and he's basically everybody's favorite. He is legitimately really, really good at the game. It's kind of funny. There's one last tweet that sums up my sentiments exactly. This guy is my brother from another mother and has got the greatest name ever, Nick Fab Pokemaster. He put, I'd go 4, which honestly is a little generous. Come on, Nick. Anyway, he says, I've seen worse, but it's been a steady decline since Theros Origin Standard, in my opinion. In my opinion too, Nick. In my opinion too. And also in reality, logically. No joke, I think it's actually provable through actual mathematics. You guys should definitely read the tweets. I'll try to, I don't know, I guess link to it. I think you can do that on Twitter. I'm kind of new to Twitter. I don't frickin' know. I just post memes and cat photos and crap, man. Check it out for yourself. I mean, I pretty much wrapped it up, but if you don't believe me, you think I'm cherry picking, I'm not. I didn't have to cherry pick a damn thing. People are pissed. They are livid. I mean, they're not just like, I gave it a 6. Here's what I slightly dislike. It's like sarcastic, angry, straight up insulting tweets. Like directly to Wizard staff. Like right to their face. I hate you. Standard sucks. Fix it. I quit Magic. Good Lord, these tweets make me look polite. These people didn't hold back. They didn't pull any punches. Well, apparently 95 to 99%, no joke, that is my estimate, of the community has turned against Wizards, hate the state of Standard. That's why nobody's showing up to F&M. We finally have our answer right in front of your eyes. So I'm going to end this video with a beautiful quote from Nicholas how the hell do you say that? Ferreira. Wasn't the last guy's name Nick too? A lot of smart Nicks today. He gives it a 4. It's an interesting format ruined by very few cards. There are tons of cool, interesting decks that just can't beat a turn 4 Ulamog. I couldn't have said it better myself, even though I'm pretty sure I just did shortly ago in this video. So I don't know why people in my comment section consistently think that I'm the only one who has a problem with Standard right now, or Wizards right now, or Magic the Gathering right now. It would seem that closer to 90+% of people are livid over the state of Standard. They're basically in roundabout ways complaining about net deckers. It's not even the people, it's the net decks. I mean, so by extension, the people. I hate them because they're arrogant, elitist cheaters who will do anything to win, and they're complete dicks to the other players. But other people limited it to the fact that you just can't beat the top net decks. It can't be done. They're too damn powerful, and it suppresses all the other crazy decks that people are coming up with. People are claiming they're coming up with some really powerful, really effective decks, and they can't do a damn thing against the top decks, and that is absolutely spot on true. Sam hopefully will not lose his job for also putting in the hashtag WOTC staff so that they all see it. Since they think they can do no wrong and they've been at the company forever, and if their entire player base tells them they're wrong and they designed the set wrong, they're just going to blame the player base, say they're wrong, and just ignore it and keep doing the same crap. Well, thanks, Sam, for bringing this to light. Hopefully it goes into one of your 2.5-hour pointless meetings I heard so much about on Glassdoor.com. And hopefully the R&D and design teams can fix it in the future. I'll see you guys next video.